Well, the reason I wanted to learn Hebrew, a bit complicated, but we took our first trip to Israel in 2008. And we went over there and just fell in love with the people, the culture, the land, and wanted to get more involved with that. Then we find out that they call the Hebrew language the Lashon HaKodesh, the holy language. Well, that'll get your interest because that's what you want to learn. So we got involved with that and started learning really how to understand the Bible and things is what I wanted to do. And so we got started and away we went. Okay, after we got started wanting to learn Hebrew, now the question is, where do you go to get that? Well, I knew a Hebrew teacher at one of the local seminaries. And so I thought, well, that's a good place to start, but it was expensive. So then I decided to call the Jewish Federation, and sure enough, they have some courses over there here in town. And that's where I went. And my Hebrew teacher is actually an Israeli. So that got us off to a flying start. Well, I really like when I hear a word, looking it up, finding out what does it mean, what's the root of that word. All the Hebrew words have root letters. And we find out the roots, and then we can find out what other words are related to that. And it's just kind of a fun study to be involved in that. And then when you pick up the Hebrew copy of the Bible, you can kind of fight your way through it and see what's what and understand what God is really trying to say. I think the hardest part for me in learning the language was to learn the alphabet first. The alphabet is so different than the English alphabet. And you read it from right to left instead of left to right. So it's quite an adjustment learning that. And there are only 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet, and they're all consonants. Then you have to learn the vowel sounds separately. So that's really the hard part. You get that down, then you can do the rest pretty easy. Well, right now I'm just involved in studying biblical Hebrew, which is a little different than speaking Hebrew to others. And so I'm going to stay on that one. I'm going to keep working in that regard. But I'd also like to learn how to do a little more speaking to the people in Israel when we go over there. That's kind of fun. Really close to the Kotel, the Western Wall, and we had been there. And we wanted to find out where the Zion Gate was. And we were standing next to one of the other gates, but I didn't know which direction the Zion Gate was. And there was a young man who came bouncing down the steps from the yeshiva that's right there located near the wall. And I tried to ask him that question in English, where's the Zion Gate? Well, he ignored me. And although he probably knew English, he didn't maybe want to talk to me like that. So I finally summed up all my learning experiences and I said, Eifo Sha'ar Zion. Then he understood that I said, where's the Zion Gate? Then he would answer my question. And then he pointed and said, in Hebrew, he said that direction. In the book of Zephaniah, the Bible talks about God restoring to his nation a pure language. And that would be the Hebrew language. And so I would encourage you to get started on that and to learn what he has to say here in these end times.